A Heartwarming Homeless Feast, a Good Deeds Club adventure by Sammy Jameson. Meet the Good Deeds Club, Michael, Jake, Emily, and Sarah. They attend the same church youth group and have been friends since first grade. They decided to form the Good Deeds Club to help people and animals in need. The Good Deeds Club always walked to school along the same route, which took them past the abandoned rail yard. Little did they know, but this would be where their next good deed adventure would take place. On Saturday, the Good Deeds Club rode their bicycles downtown to the community center to help serve lunch and to stay and clean up afterward. Their church provided the meal for the community center one Saturday a month, and the kids in the youth group were the servers. Michael, Jake, Emily, and Sarah will never forget what happened that afternoon as they rode their bikes back home from the center. They spotted unusual shadows moving inside one of the abandoned rail cars. To their surprise, inside one of the rail cars they saw a young family huddled together. Emily introduced herself and the others. "Hi, I'm Emily, and this is Jake, Sarah, and Michael." "Good to meet you," Mr. Parker said. "We are the Parkers. We are traveling through on our way to Washington to try to get a job picking apples." The Good Deeds Club decided to try to help the Parkers. They quickly rode their bicycles home to ask their parents for things the family might need. They gathered food, blankets, and matches so the Parkers could eat and build a fire to stay warm that night. They told the Parkers about the community center that served a free lunch every day except Sunday. When the Good Deeds Club talked with their parents and their youth group about the Parkers, everybody said the same thing. They shouldn't have to be living in that old abandoned rail car. The youth group tried to think of ways to help the family. On Monday, the Parkers walked to the community center. They were glad to find a warm, welcoming place where they could enjoy a hot meal. The Parkers found an empty table. Everyone made them feel welcome and safe. The food was good and the people were friendly. Jake's father went to the center, found the Parkers, and introduced himself. "My name is Leon. My son Jake and his 3 friends met you at the rail yard on Saturday evening." "Oh yes, nice kids. They told us about the meals here at the community center." Leon continued. "They said you were living in an abandoned rail car. I'd like to offer you a better place to stay if you are interested." "What place?" Mr. Parker asked. "My company owns an empty warehouse near the rail yard. The night watchman just quit and we need someone to take his place. The warehouse has a small living quarters with bathroom and kitchen for the night watchman." "Wow, that sounds amazing," Mrs. Parker said. So the Parkers took the night watchman job and moved their few belongings into the warehouse. They were so grateful for the generosity of the people they were meeting. The warehouse was warm and safe for the Parkers to have a temporary home. Plus, Mr. Parker was paid a small salary for being the night watchman. One of the girls in the church youth group said, "Let's have a homeless feast. We could honor the Parkers with a food shower." Her friend said, "Won't that cost too much?" She answered, "My older sister and her fiancé just decided to cancel their wedding. They have already paid for the food for 175 people and can't get a refund. She said she will let us serve all her wedding food at our banquet, including the cake." Jake's father offered to let them hold the homeless feast in his empty warehouse. The Good Deeds Club helped clear out the space and set up the tables. They helped organize everything for the feast and get invitations out to homeless people in their community. They made sure the Parkers were invited because they were the honored guests. The whole church had gathered up a food and clothing shower for them. The Parkers came to the feast and were overwhelmed by all the attention given to them. The owner of Big Hank's auto dealership said to Mr. Parker, "I understand you used to work on the farm equipment on a farm back east until they got bought out by a big corporation." "Yes, that's true," Mr. Parker said. "Well, son, our diesel mechanic is retiring in a month, and I'd like to offer you a job taking his place." "No kidding?" Mr. Parker said. "That would be awesome." So Mr. Parker went right to work at the dealership. They had him doing oil changes and learning from the other mechanics until he could afford his own tools. So that's how 4 ordinary kids started a Good Deeds Club that showed kindness to a homeless family. How that led to the community putting on a feast for the homeless. And how that act of kindness turned into a whole community joining in to help the Parkers get a place to live and a job.